Hi everybody, welcome back to my cave. My name is Nubs. For those of you who haven't been here before, we try to make some small stained glass projects on this channel. Sun catchers, stuff like that that you can do on an afternoon or on a weekend when you have some spare time. I try not to make it too complicated, that way you can follow along. Today I found a pattern on Etsy, this beautiful star. I think it'll be a fairly simple project, but I think it could be very nice. We'll do two of them. We're going to do one with red glass and a glue chip clear, and then the other one we're going to do with blue and a blue chip clear. I love blue chip, and I think it's absolutely stunning glass. It catches the light really nice. It kind of looks like Jack Frost in the glass, so it usually turns out very nice. So I'm looking forward to trying that. As always, I've done two patterns. I've done one that I plasticized that I can do my grinding and cutting and then soldering on. And then the other one, just like the last video, I'm going to try again the sticker paper. I don't have a Cricut machine that cuts it out for me, but I'll just quickly cut these out and stick them onto the glass. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. If there's something else you'd rather see, if you want to see different types of projects, or you want to see something more involved, larger projects, actual panels or something like that, please leave it in the comments. I get very few comments, so I don't know what people would like to see. So I'm trying to do my best to make things that are simple and that can help a beginner, and offer some tips and tricks as we go along. But if there's a part of the process that I'm not showing, just let me know in the comments, and I'll see if I can catch you on an upcoming video. So with that, we'll go ahead and start getting cutting and get started. All right, and with that, we have all of our little pieces cut out, running the stickers, ready to go. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go and pick some glass. That's always a fun part. I know what I'd like, but sometimes when you're picking your glass, you end up with choices that are a little bit different than you thought. So I'm thinking it's red and glue chip and blue and glue chip, but we'll see what we come up with. All right, so as always when it comes to picking glass, I'm not going to show it on a light box here. It's a bit hard to do that with camera, but I have selected my blue. I'm going to use this blue with some white whispers inside of it. It's a beautiful glass, and it'll look very nice in the sun, along with this slightly tinted blue glue chip glass. I think these two will make it very, very nice. So I think that one is an easy one for me to do. The tough one that I'm having here is my red. I've selected this red here. It's sort of a wavy glass. It's beautiful glass. It's sort of yellow and orange and red all sort of mixed into. It's kind of like a fire glass. Problem I'm having is when it comes to the clear, I have my glue chip glass, my clear glue chip, similar to the blue one. It's just this one's clear. But then I found this iridescent sort of. It's got some blues and pinks and purples and greens, and it's absolutely stunning. And sort of a wavy glass, very similar to the red one. So I'm kind of having a tough choice between what I had initially thought was going to be nice, which is the glue chip, and then going maybe with this iridescent one. So I'll leave that up as a surprise for later. We'll see which one I end up with, but it's always tough for me when I'm picking glass because I have so much glass accumulated over the years that sometimes you look and you find different ideas and different things that you end up wanting. So I think I don't know, we'll find out later. All right, so here we go. We have the glass picked out, what I've chosen to go with. So I'm gonna use this iridescent and the red. I think together, they both have the waves in them, and I think they'll be a beautiful sun catcher. I think the light will really dance off of these, very nice. So I've chosen those for the red. The other thing with stickers, that I'm not used to, and I'm gonna have to see how it works. Normally I would have put all of these pieces really glued together. You cut one and that way you're cutting two, but the problem is with the sticker, I'm afraid to go over and get gummed up on my cutter blade. So I've left a little gap here. We'll see how. And then for the rest of these, I've decided I'm just going to cut them out. It's a little bit more of a waste of glass, but I don't want to get stuff on my cutter, and I don't know how it's going to cut. For the blue, I've gone with the blue and the blue glue chip. I'm putting it on the backside to cut because this is a texture glass just like the reds, and you don't want to be cutting on that side. You want to cut on the smooth side. Thankfully these triangles are basically the same on either side, so it'll work out just fine. This blue, when I put the sticker together, I sort of went with the way I would normally have done it, and then I realized that after when I did the red that I should have left a gap. So we'll see how this cuts, and see what happens. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying these and seeing how they look. So let's get to it. So because I cut on the sticker, it's something I was afraid of, and it's exactly what happened. I ended up cutting underneath, so I'm gonna have to move the sticker. Thankfully, there's still enough glass. I think I can just move it over. But yeah, I definitely need to leave a gap when I'm cutting there, because it doesn't glide very nicely, and I ended up curling the sticker a little bit. So for future, when I'm trying to cut something, obviously with a sticker, I need to be a little more strategic on how I do it. But let's see what happens. Here we go. We have all of our pieces cut out. I even cut my finger. um, I'm still not sure about using stickers. For me, I find that I'm too far out. I like to be able to cut my pattern and then do minimal grinding. But a few times where I hit the pattern, my cutter kind of binds up, and I really don't want to get glue on the cutter. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep doing this this way. I think I'll probably end up going back and using just tracing my patterns. It's all a personal preference, but like I look at these pieces and I just see so much grinding that needs to get done. I don't want to chip away at it with the grousing pliers and then risk ruining the piece underneath. So I mean, it's not the end of the world. The grinder actually goes pretty quick, but still, I think I would probably go back to just tracing, but we'll see. So here we go. We have all of our pieces cut out, and we're going to move over to the grinder and get that started. All right, though, we've got the foil added. I think this is going to be an absolutely beautiful snowflake slash star. I think, yeah, the colors are going to be absolutely stunning. I'm really looking forward to seeing this. Yeah, so there we go with this one. Now we're going to move on. I'm going to move on. I'm going to start the foiling for the other one. And yeah, I'm really excited for these. I think they've come out really nice and even. It's going to be a little bit tough just to make sure we get all the points absolutely perfect, because this is one of those things. I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to my stained glass. I want to make sure that everything's perfect. So you got to make sure all your points will line up, you know, when you get to the soldering. From what I can see here, it looks like it's going to be just perfect. So I'm excited with this project, and yeah, going to move on, and we'll foil up the next set and go from there. All right, here we go. We've got the next star all done up. This one's going to be very beautiful. It's got the wavy glass. I think it'll really catch the light in the window very nicely. So I think this one's going to be really pretty. I'm not sure if I like the blue one or the clear or the red one more, but I think it's going to be very nice. All right, so here we go. We are ready to start our soldering. Just going to brush on a little bit of flux so that we can go ahead and get this thing started. Before we do, I just want to take an extra second here to make sure that you have all your points at the right spot so that it looks right. It's going to be so important. Something like this, you know, I'm a bit OCD when it comes to this stuff, so I want to make sure that it's going to be all sitting just right. And there we go. So I think we have it all nicely tacked together so it can be moved around as needed. So now we'll just go ahead and put some more of our paste or our gel flux everywhere so that we can go ahead and get this piece. We're going to go all the way around the outside, of course, because we're going to need to tin the whole outside, and we're going to put a bead on it. But I'm really looking forward to this. I think this piece is going to be something special in the sun, thanks to that beautiful wavy glass. It's really going to catch the light nice. I just, you know, spent an extra couple of minutes to make sure that all my tips are equal, you know, that they're all sitting in the right spot, because that's going to be so important for the final look, to make sure that it looks just right. You don't want to have them slightly off, right? Because when you see that in the sun, it's really going to be quite visible. As I've said before, generally speaking, when I do this, when I start off a piece, I'll usually just go over it fairly quick. I'm not so much worried about getting the really nice lines when you first go over it, because I'm going to end up doing the sides, the back, everything else, and then I'll just go back and I'll just make sure that my lines are nice. You know, I try to still make sure that they look decent, but I'm not overly concerned about, you know, getting the really nice lines everywhere, because that'll naturally come as you go along. But you're gonna have, you know, some overruns, you know, when you're putting on like a line like this, as you saw here, or as you can see here. I have a little bit that went over the edge, not the end of the world, and it'll easily clean up, but
it's going to mean that I'm going to have to take a second to do it. So that's why I don't worry too much about on the first pass. I just try to get it as nice as I can and then go from there. So now we're just going to quickly go around and we're going to tin the outside of the piece. That's one thing about working in my basement is it can be a bit of a pain when it comes to my soldering iron. It gets caught behind my table. I'm trying to get a good view for anyone watching these videos, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good spot for actually working. So here we just have my 2 bricks that I wrap in newspaper so that I can get around the outside. I've shown this before, but just for those who have never seen it, I find it the easiest way to do my edging rather than trying to hold it and dab. This way I can, just keep it in place and it's nice and level, and should give you the ability to go around and do your edge as needed. So it's a little trick that I use. And it's literally just a couple of bricks that I had when I bought this house. There was some bricks outside, so I just wrapped them in newspaper and some tape, and there you go. And gives you a perfect spot to hold on. When you're doing your edging, you really just want to get it so you have a nice little bead. You don't need a lot, but you just want to give it a nice look. And just make sure you leave it for a couple of seconds before you move it so that it has a chance to harden, and then just go all the way around your piece. This one is particularly simple because it's all straight edges, so you can easily put it so that it's flat, and you can make your bead quite nice. All right, here we go. So we have 2 beautiful stars here all soldered up. We're just gonna have to put some patina on it. I'm almost thinking of leaving them silver because I kind of like it in silver. Haven't really decided yet what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna leave it in silver or I think I'll go black, but yeah, there you go. So just a little bit more to do. Just got to clean them up, obviously, and I think they're going to be quite beautiful in the window, especially this one with the wavy glass. I think it's going to really catch the light. Gorgeous. It's very, very nice. And this one I mentioned earlier, it's got the glue chip glass. You know, it's hard to show on camera, but it's just such a beautiful glass. It looks like Jack Frost on your window, and I've always loved that glass. So yeah, I think they're quite nice, and we'll see how they turn out in the end. Stick with me.
All right, everybody, and with that, we're finally finished. We have two beautiful stars to show for it. It's been a wonderful afternoon of stained glass, and I always enjoy when I can come down here and find some time to do it. So what we have here is we have a blue star here with some blue glue chip glass. That's one of my favorite glass types. You know, it looks like sort of Jack Frost, and you know, it'll catch the light just beautifully in a window. So I'm really excited to see what this one looks like in a window. And then the other one we made was this red one. It's got sort of a ripple glass on both the red and on the clear. I think it's absolutely a beautiful glass. It kind of looks like fire with an orange and sort of red in it. And I put a couple jump rings on both of them just to be able to hang them. Put them on the seams, obviously, for strength. And I was going to do it in black patina, but after seeing them like this in just the raw solder, I actually preferred it like this. So I just polished them up and leave them like this. That's the nice thing about stained glass is, if just because you had an idea, doesn't mean you have to stick with it. I did use a black back foil, so with clear glass you can see it a little bit on black, but I chose to leave it like this anyways. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And with that, if there's something you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments below. If you want me to show more on any particular part, whether it be cutting or foiling or grinding, it doesn't matter. Just let me know so I can try to make videos that will help people out there. I don't get a lot of comments, so it's sort of hard to tell what people are looking for or wanting to see. So just let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if I can catch you in an upcoming video. And with that, I wish you all the best in your own stained glass projects, and thank you for watching.